everybody! This week we're going to talk about a story from the New Testament with Jesus. It's a really common story that we hear a lot in church, but I don't think I've ever done a video about it. So we're going to hear about when Jesus washes the disciples' feet. So let's go ahead and listen to the story. This is a story written in the Bible by one of Jesus' helpers called John. He saw everything that happened. Jesus and his helpers had a special meal together. Then Jesus wanted to teach them that a leader looks after others. He got a bowl of water and a towel. "I'm going to wash your feet," Jesus said. His friends were surprised. Jesus knelt down and began to gently wash their dirty feet and dry them on a towel. Peter was upset. "Why are you doing a servant's job? You are an important leader," he said. But Jesus was showing that a good leader isn't too important to do anything for other people. It was Peter's turn. "You will never wash my dirty feet," said Peter. "But I am being your true friend," said Jesus. "Then wash my face and my hands as well. I want to learn how to look after other people the way you do," said Peter. So in this story, Jesus goes and washes all of his disciples' feet. But Peter is like, "Why are you doing this? This is super weird." Which it kind of would be, wouldn't it? For your friend, your teacher, your leader to be like, "I'm going to wash your feet." So I can't really blame Peter. But Jesus is washing their feet to teach them something. Jesus is showing them to be a leader and to really help other people with their leadership, you also have to be a servant. It's really important for us to take care of other people like Jesus did. So helping people and being like Jesus does not mean we go around washing other people's feet, because that would be a really weird thing to do, wouldn't it? And you wouldn't see that in daily life today, would you? But we can do so many things to help other people. As a kid, you can help your mom and dad by putting your toys away, by helping empty and fill the dishwasher, by vacuuming, by sweeping. All those things are helping your parents, and that's being like Jesus. As we get older, we can do a lot of other things to help other people. We can help out at soup kitchens. We can help missions at church. We can help people who we see struggling on the street. An example of this, I'm going to tell a story about my mom. When my mom was pregnant with me, and she had my two older sisters in the car, she got a flat tire. And she couldn't really change the tire being pregnant with me, and my sisters were too young to do it. And so and this was before cell phones, really. She didn't have a cell phone, so she couldn't call anybody to help her. So she's standing there looking at this tire like, well, what am I going to do now? And then this guy pulls over and stops and helps her change the tire. And then she's like, "What do I owe you?" after he changes the tire. And he's like, "Nothing," and gets back in his car and drive away. And that's what I mean by helping other people we see in need. That man was being like Jesus when he stopped and helped my mom change that tire on her car. So as we get older, we can look and see things we can do to help other people and really be a servant in our lives as we get older. But right now, you can help your mom and dad and your teachers and your brothers and sisters and the adults you see around you that you interact with in your lives all the time. So let's go ahead and make our craft. For this craft, you're going to want a couple pieces of paper, some markers or crayons, and a pair of scissors. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to trace my feet. Notice I've moved down to the floor. So don't mind my nasty feet, but I'm going to put my foot on the piece of paper, and then I'm going to trace it. And I'm going to make sure I get in between my toes a little bit, so my tracing will really look like a foot. And then I'm going to see if my other foot will fit on the paper. It looks like it will. I wasn't sure if my feet would be too big for this. And then trace your other foot. Why do you think I wanted to make sure I did both feet and not the same foot twice? That's right, because I have a left foot and a right foot. They're different, aren't they? So now that you've traced your feet, you're going to cut them out. So when I get up to my toes, I'm going to make them a little bit more rounded and a little bit more like toes than my tracing kind of showed. You can see that middle toe on this foot is really tiny and really cramped to the other one, isn't it? So I'm just going to round it out a little bit to make it a little bit more like a toe. And then I'm going to cut out the rest of my foot. And then I'll cut out my other foot. This foot traced a little bit better for some reason. Maybe because it was my second one and I got a little bit more practice. But I'm still going to go round out my toes a little bit more so they just look a little bit more like toes. So there are my 2 feet. Now I'm going to take my other piece of paper and I'm going to draw a bowl on it. So I'm going to draw a big long oval as the very first thing I do. And then I'm going to draw the bottom of my bowl. And I'm going to make my bowl go all the way to the bottom of my paper. You can use whatever color you want, but I use orange. I'm going to go ahead and color my bowl as well. So I'm going to go ahead and color it in. So I colored my bowl in. So now, what did Jesus have in the bowl? That's right, he had water in the bowl. So I'm going to go ahead and color the inside of my bowl blue for the water that is in it. Now I'm going to take my feet, and I'm going to make them look just a little bit more like feet. So I'm going to give myself some toenails. So when I was tracing my feet, you probably saw I had nice dark green toenails. So I'm going to go ahead and make my toenails green, because that's what color they are right now. You can just use a black marker or something to draw your toenails in. Or if your toenails are painted, you can use a different color. Or if you just want to make your toenails a pretty color, you can do that for sure. So there are my toes. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to fold my paper with the bowl, and I'm going to cut a slit in my blue water. So I'm going to be careful and make sure I'm cutting in the water and cut a slit. Don't go through the whole bowl. And then you can put your feet in the bowl to wash them like Jesus did. And then I'm going to write on my bowl, to be like Jesus, we must serve others. So I hope you had fun making your craft this week. I hope you didn't mind looking at my feet too much. I hope you have a good week, and I'll see you in Sunday school. Bye!